Hello guys, welcome along. Okay, just getting started. Okay, let's turn this music off. So welcome. Hello, how you doing? I'm Laura Rimmer and welcome to day one of our Immunity Boosters 5-day challenge. I'm really excited that you're here. It's a wonderfully sunny day outside where I am. I'm in the UK, in Devon, in the UK. So let me know where you're from. Type in the comments where in the world you're from. Most people, I've got to say, are from USA. Mainly women in their 50s in this group from America. So if that's you, you're in completely the right place. If that's not you, if you're in the UK, France, Germany, Israel, Holland, wherever else, if you're a man, then you're also very welcome. So glad to have you here. So a few housekeeping rules before we start. So firstly, you could well be watching on the replay. Many people will be watching after the live challenge video today. So type replay in the comments if you're watching on the replay. And I am just going to bring up my presentation here. So it's not going to be like a boring PowerPoint presentation. It's just a few notes to keep me focused because we've got a lot to get through. So let's bring up that PowerPoint and we'll get started with today's training. So today is really going to set up how the week is going to go with what we're going to get through. And because it's a challenge, then there are prizes as well. So I will go through exactly what those prizes are and how this challenge is going to work in a second. So let me just share my screen here. Okay, and let me make this bigger. So I'm going live on Zoom and on Facebook. So if you have any comments and questions, type them in the comments as we go and I will answer your questions at the end. By the way, you've got me with wet hair because I went out running and I got home and my shower decided to stop working. It was cold, so I had to have a quick cold shower and yeah, my hair's still wet. So hence the wet hair. Okay, so can you just let me know in the comments if you can see my screen? I'm just going to check on my phone here that I can see, because I can't see your comments at the moment. I can only see my screen. Okay, give me a sec, and then we'll get going. Okay, good to see you, Dean. Hello, Dean. Okay, hello, Sally, Faye, Nikki, Jonathan, Andy, sorry, Jandra. Fab. Okay, good to see you here. So day one of our Immunity Boosters 5-day challenge. So day one, and I'll explain exactly what this Immunity Boosters challenge is, but day one is the number one most important factor in your immunity. Okay, so there is a thing that's, in my estimation and from the science, is far more important than anything else in your in boosting your immune system. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So the fact that you're here means that these 5 days can really right, I'm on. Okay, these 5 days can change your life for the better. And that might sound like an overestimation, but if you apply what I'm talking about here, then it really can change your life for the better. Don't underestimate the power of concerted effort and action over 5 days. So you can feel free to share these videos with your friends and family, share this challenge. So you can do that by going to ketolifetime.com/immunity. Just send a link, send an email, text your friends, get a friend or a family member to join you. You know, it's completely free. It's easy, bite-sized training. So, you know, share this with someone who you think could benefit. You're in good company. There's currently 1,600 and I think 95 people in this group and counting, people from all over the world, people who've done my challenges before, my current clients and new people. So you're all very welcome. Now, just to say, this is a bit of a spoiler alert, but if you want to fast track, and there will be people in this group who do want to fast track and go straight to, okay, what is the kind of plan that's going to really just kind of boost my results for boosting my immunity in a much quicker, easier way than I don't know, than you're kind of used to. I'm not expressing myself very well at all. Let me say that again. Okay, so there is a way to fast track boosting your immunity, and that's with a keto and an alkaline diet. And just to say right up front, this is my most exciting discovery in recent years, aside, obviously, I'm a Christian lady, so aside from coming to faith in Jesus Christ, then this is my most exciting discovery, is the keto and alkaline diet. So if you want more details about how you can have a meal plan that's keto and alkaline, or join my keto alkaline coaching program, I'll be giving more details about that as we go along. Now, why is this important? Why is boosting your immunity important? Well, because I see so many people struggling with their diet and health. So many people. And we can change that. I believe 100% that you can have the body and health that you desire, and you can be completely free from pain and body shame and being overweight. And I'm here to help you. So you're busy, I'm busy. You know, we're in lockdown. We've got sunbathing to do, and we've got hand washing to do, right? So I'm going to keep these videos fairly short and simple and action orientated. So every day you'll have just generally one simple action, which means there's no excuse for not doing it. So make a commitment to participate 100%, and you'll get you'll get some good results from this. So in case you don't know who I am, my name is Laura Rimmer, and I'm a former healthcare manager in the NHS in the UK. So I'm very familiar with kind of allopathic medicine, the technical term for that, which just means, standard medicine. I managed medical research for several years. So I've seen the whole drugs, pills, surgery way of doing things. And I left there because I saw that that wasn't the most effective way to address health issues and disease. The most effective way, in my view, is naturally, with diet, with lifestyle changes, with things like essential oils and exercise and, simple things like that. So in 2008, I set up my first health website, Alkaline Diet Health. So I started out very much into the alkaline diet. And I'll talk more about that as we go on in this challenge. And I wrote the book, The Alkaline 5 Diet, that was published on Hay House in 2015, so quite a few years later. And then a couple of years ago in 2018, I set up youreternalhealth.com and started a podcast with the same name, so Eternal Health. So in 2018, I also discovered the ketogenic diet. So ketogenic diet is a high fat diet, a low carb diet that has great results with reducing inflammatory disease, with getting your blood sugar into balance. It's great for quite rapid weight loss. And if you're wondering about that, if you've never really heard about the keto diet, I'm sure you have because you're in this group, but if you haven't really heard about the results people can get on a keto diet, just ask in this group. There's several people in here who've lost up to 100 pounds in excess weight in this very group. And there's lots of my clients in here who've gone through my Keto Life program and can also attest to losing a lot of weight, reversing things like type 2 diabetes, arthritis, allergies, so things like sleep apnea, asthma, COPD. So maybe those things are ringing a bell, because in this situation with this virus that we're in and this situation of lockdown, these are the risk factors for this virus, right? So if you're diabetic, if you're overweight and obese, if you have respiratory problems, allergies, then you're in the high risk zone for this virus. So it's my aim for you, by being here, even just within these 5 days, to give you some strategies to get out of those risk zones for getting a virus by boosting your immunity, okay? So that's a kind of little whistle stop overview of who I am and why I'm qualified to talk on this. I'm also an ultra marathon runner, not anymore. I just run for fun now, a lot shorter distances, but I used to run like 25, 30 miles, 35 miles. But I haven't always been fit and healthy myself. As a 6-year vegan, I had an autoimmune problem, a thyroid problem. So I just want to say again, right up front, that if you're thinking that maybe a plant-based or vegan diet is going to be best for you to boost your immunity, boost your health, then let me save you years of kind of going down the wrong path. Veganism is not the best for your health. You might experience some good results at the beginning, but then after a while, your results will decline. So stick with us here for 5 days, and I will tell you exactly the type of foods and diet you should be eating to experience the best health. So it's my goal for you that you thrive, that your weight is the weight you want to be. So whether that means losing weight, losing a lot of weight, or even gaining weight, then that's my aim for you. And I want to turn because, you know, so many people at this point in life and our current situation are anxious. They're fearful about what's going to happen in the future, fearful for their health, but also, you know, the uncertainty of job situations, finances, the economy, even being able to see friends and family and all that kind of, all those things. So my aim for you is to turn that anxiety and fear and uncertainty into a new hope for your health and your future. So, like I say, commit to being here for 5 days. So type a yes in the comments if you're committing to be here for 5 days and play all out. And when you commit and take action, then your confidence in your health, in your ability to weather these strange times that we're in will grow. So maybe find a buddy in this group and commit. Go all out and post in this group as well, because it helps with engagement. The more you engage, the more you interact with people and do the daily assignment actions, then, as I say, the more you'll get out of it. So I want you to think about this time that we're in, and I'm just going to check the comments, see if there's any questions or comments so far. So do feel free, as I say, as we go on, to oh, turn my sound off, to ask questions as we go. Hey, Jandra, good to see you. Lizzie as well, and Matt. So we have a unique opportunity right now, and I want you to think of it like this. It's the difference between a buffet and a gourmet meal. So what do I mean by that? Well, prior to this virus situation, this lockdown, our lives, I don't know about you, but mine was, it was kind of like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. You turn up, it's packed, it's busy, there's people everywhere. Even if you go with family and friends, it's not relaxing. You all tend to go up at different times. You fill your plate because you feel you have to, because you want to get your money's worth, right? So you go back down to your table, you sit down, and you're probably eating at different times to your friends and family because they're going up and then might still be in the queue. Maybe they're going up for seconds. And you're eating this pick and mix buffet of all types of things that don't really go together. Like if you're anything like me, I'm eating kind of meatballs along with, I don't know, fried chicken, and I'll grab a bit of lettuce because I want something healthy, and then chips, and then, I don't know, whatever else. So none of it really goes together well. You finish there feeling kind of stuffed. You're not really actually even satisfied. Like I never feel satisfied going to an all-you-can-eat buffet. I leave feeling quite sick, stuffed, and it's just a manic experience, isn't it? And who's it cooked by? Generally, maybe 16-year-old spotty teenagers who don't really know what they're doing. Contrast that with a gourmet meal. So you go out, you've got nice settings, you're with people that you want to be with, you all order at the same time, so it's a much more relaxed environment. You pick from the menu less than at a buffet, and it's more expensive, but you get better value because you eat the things that you really want to eat. So it's a more enjoyable experience. Who's cooking your meal? If you go to a gourmet restaurant, it's being cooked and prepared by a head chef who's experienced, who knows what they're doing. And you leave there feeling like you've had an enjoyable time with the people that you love. It's probably been good conversation. It's been relaxing. You haven't overeaten because typically gourmet meals are smaller portions, right? But each course perfectly complements the prior one and the next one. and you go away feeling relaxed and like you've, really got the most out of that experience. So how is that like the situation we're in now? Well, prior to lockdown, our lives were like that buffet meal: manic, stressful, feeling stuffed, too much on our plate. Whereas now, for all of the bad things that have come out of this situation, we do have a time. And because most of my audience are kind of women and men in their 50s, I'm imagining that you don't have children at home. You probably have older children who've flown the nest. So it's not as if you're homeschooling manically, 3, 4, and 10-year-olds. So you've got time. So you're at a slower pace. So why not use this time wisely? We're a month or so into this lockdown now. So the initial kind of stressful period and the hype of it all has calmed down. So this is a wonderful opportunity to choose health and a better way of eating and really get this stuff nailed now while you're at home. So, like most of us, you're probably working from home at least some of the time. So there's an opportunity here when you're cooking your own meals, when you're preparing food at home instead of eating out or grabbing stuff on the go in between meetings and work and whatever. Don't miss this opportunity. Use this opportunity to upgrade your health and your diet. You may not get this time again. So you need to get this right. So in terms of your head chef at this gourmet restaurant, then pick the right chef and pick the right restaurant. So I would say don't just go out and go online, go to some health blog and pick a load of recipes. You want to find a well-formulated meal plan that's going to boost your immunity to reduce your risk of getting this virus. You want to pick something that is proven, that's going to help you achieve your health goals. And if you're in this group, that's probably going to be getting your blood sugar in check, losing weight, getting out of the diabetic range, reducing allergies, and reducing some kind of pain in your body. So my suggestion is that you choose a diet that's high in alkaline minerals and that's low carb and even ketogenic. And as I say, we'll talk about that more as we go along this week. But I would be happy to be your health coach. But if this isn't you, if you don't want to achieve these goals, then, I'd be quite fine with you kind of, not engaging with this challenge and calling it quits now and going find someone else. If you want to eat lots of sugar, if you want to eat high carb, if you want to go vegan, if you don't particularly want to change your way of eating, then fine, you're in the wrong place. I'm somebody that's going to help you reduce your carbohydrates, get out of the diabetic range, improve your health, improve your immunity. So if that's you, then you are in the right place. And again, I would encourage you to view this as a kind of a gourmet restaurant experience over an all-you-can-eat buffet. So this challenge is going to work every day from now until Friday. So Monday to Friday, I'm going to send you an email in the morning. So if you're in the USA, then probably when you get up, it'll already be in your inbox. So you'll get a daily email, which will have the details of today's challenge. And then every day at this same time, so 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, 12 a.m. Eastern time. And if you're in the UK, then 5 p.m. British Summer Time, I'll be going live in this group. So join me for the live training, check your email, and then there'll be, as I mentioned earlier, just one simple daily action each day. So I want you to take that action and then post your answers in the group. Now, because this is a challenge, as I mentioned, there are prizes. So for the first 3 people, or for the 3 people that play all out and, comment and answer the questions in the group and post your challenge actions and things, then there's a chance to win my new 3 recipe books, my sugar-free recipe books, sugar-free chocolate desserts, sugar-free cookies, and sugar-free muffins. So that's up for grabs at the end of this week if you play full out. Okay, let me just check time. Right, I'm going a bit over here, so let's get into today's training then. So day one, what you're going to discover today is a simple overview of what immunity is, because it's an immunity boosters challenge. What exactly is immunity? Because there are several types. So by the end of today, and I'm aiming to go for about another 10-15 minutes, just to let you know, and tomorrow's will be shorter, by the way. So you'll be clear on the number one most important factor in your immunity and overall health. Coronavirus, so why and how it's more important than ever to boost your immunity right now. And I'm going to give you 7 solid immune boosting tips today. And finally, a very simple and powerful action to transform your body's ability to fight disease, viruses, and infection overnight. Okay, so a whistle-stop tour very quickly. What is immunity? Now, this isn't a science lesson. I could spend probably, a whole week explaining what immunity is, and T cells and fighter T cells and leukocytes and lymphocytes and antibodies and all that stuff. But I'm imagining you don't want a science lesson. I'm imagining you want something practical that you can implement and get some results with. So whistle-stop tour of what your immune system is. Think of it like this. It's kind of like immigration police that stop foreign entities from entering your body. So it distinguishes basically self, what is part of your body's tissue and cells, from non-self, so something foreign entering your body. So that also includes dead and faulty cells. So when you have cells that die off, your immune system clears those out. And if the immune system encounters a pathogen, so like a bacteria or a virus or a parasite, one of those types of things, then it mounts this immune response. So typically, like, white blood cells are the key players in this. So they go along and kind of gobble up the foreign entity and remove them from your body. There are different types of immunity. So you have your innate immunity, which are things like your organs, so liver, kidneys, your skin, various other bodily tissues. You have acquired immunity. So innate and acquired are the two kind of differing types. And then under acquired immunity, you have active and passive. And then you have active natural and active artificial, and passive natural and passive artificial. Okay, so active natural are things like antibodies in response to an infection, artificial from vaccines, passive, natural is things like passed on from your mother during birth, breastfeeding, that kind of stuff, artificial from medicines. So those are the main types of your body's way of coping with foreign entities using the immune system. So it's pretty clever, right? All these different ways. But today we're going to look at the number one most important factor. What is autoimmunity? Because I have lots of people who have autoimmune conditions. And this is where your immune system mistakenly targets healthy cells rather than foreign pathogens or faulty cells. So it's almost like a bit of a wonky response from your body. So autoimmune disease includes things like type 1 diabetes, celiac disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and Graves' disease. So if you have any of those things, then again, stick with this, because I'm going to show you how you can improve your immune system. And many people I've worked with actually have overcome autoimmune disease. I've worked with quite a few type 1 diabetics over the years, many people with arthritis, and they've been able to get out of the pain of arthritis, even if they've had it for 20 years, with a simple but consistent change in diet. Okay, so things that can compromise your immune system. Common risk factors include older age, obesity, metabolic syndrome, so blood sugar imbalances, insulin resistance, fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, all of those insulin problems within the body, alcoholism, and malnutrition and poor diet. So is that you? Can you relate to any of those things? Most people have some kind of metabolic disorder. So I always say to people, assume that you probably have one of these things, because let's face it, most people in our society are struggling with a health issue. So, in a nutshell, if you're in one of these risk factor zones for disease, or if indeed you have a full-blown disease that's, causing pain or inflammation or compromised health in some way, then obviously, well, I say obviously, it's obvious to me, but this results in a compromised immune system, which is almost like a vicious cycle, because when your immune system's compromised, your risk factors for disease go up. But also, let's relate this to where we are now. This creates a greater risk of getting this virus. So one of the most effective ways for stopping getting this coronavirus is not washing hands, it's not staying away from people, it's not self-isolating, it's actually getting yourself out of these risk factor zones for disease. So that's our goal, to get you out of that risk zone, boost your immune system naturally with a better diet and lifestyle. Okay, so what is the number one greatest factor in your immunity then? Well, it's good gut health. So just type in the comments, have you heard that gut health is related to immunity? Let me know. So I'm looking in the comments here. So just type yes if you understand that gut health is part of your immunity. And the good news with that is that you can control it, okay? So our gut health is very much down to what we don't eat, more importantly, as well. So inside your gut, there are about 100 trillion, 100 trillion, that's a lot, right? 100 trillion live microorganisms that promote good GI function, so gastrointestinal function. They protect the body from infection and viruses and regulate your metabolism and the mucosal immune system. So when I talk about the innate immune system, then that's part of it. And here's the thing, your good bacteria, these microorganisms, make up more than 75% of your immune system. So that's why this is the most important factor, because only 25% is all these other things that we mentioned. So that's why you absolutely 100% need to take care of your gut health, or you will be unhealthy. That's a guarantee. So let's get into some immune boosting tips, shall we? Okay, Sally Barton says, yes, I've heard that. Okay. Great. So just to say again, I can see new people have joined. If you've got any questions, so specifically related to immunity boosting or specifically to related to gut health for today's training, then now is the time to type them in the comments, and I'll answer those at the end. So 7 immune boosting tips for great health. Number 1, and I'm just going to go through these really quickly, and if you have questions, then ask at the end, but these are sent to you on email. They're also in the post in the Facebook group that I posted earlier, so you can go back and revisit these. And I'm not necessarily going to explain them because I'd be here for another 2 hours. If you want to explore them, then by all means ask questions, and I will, I can answer those within the group and after this training, but I'm just going to zoom through these because time is ticking on. So number 1, you need to increase your fiber intake, 40 grams of fiber per day, please. Okay. And this needs to be in the form of low sugar, seasonal veg and fruits. So when I say low sugar, like the less starchy fruits and veg, so less of the things like maybe pineapples and apples and potatoes and sweet potatoes, more things like leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, that type of stuff, and low sugar fruits like lemons, limes, grapefruits, avocados. Number 2, pick high fiber prebiotic vegetables. So remember that word, prebiotic. Okay, you need prebiotic vegetables such as artichokes, leeks, onions, and garlic. And these contain inulin prebiotic fiber, and that's important for one of the things I'm going to talk about in a minute. Number 3, spend more time in the countryside and gardening, because this improves your microbial diversity. So people who have pets, people who spend time outdoors in the countryside gardening and wild swimming as well, have a greater diversity of bacteria in their gut and a more stable, sturdy, robust microbiome, gut health. Number 4, avoid antibiotics wherever possible. Like antibiotics can completely ravage your gut health. And also non-essential medicines, they really destroy your bacteria. So things like paracetamol, ibuprofen, don't just take those willy-nilly. If you've got a headache, just drink some water, ride it out, have a nap. Try and avoid these, and like NSAIDs as well, non-steroidal medicines and steroids and things. As far as possible, you want to just get these out of your life because they absolutely ravage your gut health and it's hard to improve it again. And you know, it has a negative effect. You take these things to alleviate a headache, but then you destroy your gut health and you have problems for the next 3 months, 6 months, 6 years. Okay, so be very cautious about the medicines you take. Obviously, you know, within the guidelines of what your doctor is telling you. Number 5, don't be hygiene obsessed. And this is a controversial one because we're being told at the moment, wash your hands, you know, 50 times a day or whatever. But fastidious overuse of antibacterial hand wash is not good for your gut. And I know there's several people even watching now. So I'm sure Jandra you could probably say something about that, couldn't you, Jandra? I know. So if you're looking, anyone who's watching, for natural products like cleaning products and beauty products and things, then Jandra Beasley in our group here is a good lady to speak to on that. So don't be hygiene obsessed, because these antibacterial hand washes, they get rid of the bad bacteria, but what else they get rid of? The good bacteria as well. Number 6, get rid of all artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin, because they also disrupt your gut bacteria. And finally, number 7 is to eat plenty of probiotic foods. So we talked about prebiotics earlier, didn't we? Garlic, leeks, those types of things. Prebiotic foods, prebiotic fiber, is the food needed by probiotic foods. So probiotics are live microbial foods, generally fermented foods like kimchi, Korean superfood, made with chili and garlic. I love that. I make it all the time. Sauerkraut, whole milk natural yogurt, kefir, and kombucha. Okay, so if you're thinking, what on earth are some of those things, then type in the comments and I'd be happy to explain. But those are foods that contain probiotics. So they're really going to boost your gut bacteria. They're going to boost your immune system amazingly. Okay, so you want the prebiotic fiber and then these probiotic foods. Jandra says thanks. Well, you're welcome. Okay, so let's finish then with today's action. So one simple action: choose at least one prebiotic food. So again, go back through this video, look at the day 1 post in our Facebook group, read the email I've sent you, and you'll be able to recap what are the prebiotic foods. So choose at least one prebiotic food and one probiotic food that I've just mentioned that you're going to commit to eating regularly. And my question to you, will you commit to eating it regularly? Because if you think that, oh, just have like a natural yogurt once a month and that's going to cut it, it's not. You need to be consistently feeding these good bacteria in your gut. And if you think about all the things that compromise your good bacteria, drugs, hand washing, EMF energy, toxins in the air, toxins around the home, all sorts of things compromise your gut health. And even if you've had antibiotics like years ago, you can still have a compromised gut because of that. So you want to be doing all you can consistently to boost that gut microbiome, because what is the percentage of your immunity again that's from your gut? It's 75%. So, you know, this is supremely important. So commit to eating these foods on a day-to-day basis, and then post in the group, number 1, what you learned today. So have you learned anything new from today's training? If so, what has really stood out for you? And number 2, what gut healthy foods are you going to commit to adding into your diet? Don't neglect this. This is one of the most important things. And when I work with people who've struggled with health issues for years, this is generally a big game changer. So you know, you're getting some good health coaching here for free. It's a simple thing. Most people overlook it. 90% of people have no clue about this stuff. But now you know, There's no excuse for not doing it. It's an easy thing to just, make a change with your diet, and that's going to reap big results. So commit to this and post in the group that you're going to do it. So tomorrow's training, we're going to cover 7 immunity boosting superfoods to eat and 3 really toxic foods that are really going to ravage your immune system and you need to be avoiding. So thanks for watching for today. I look forward to seeing you there. Same time, same place. Shiva says, do you have any recommendation for food delivery program? Whereabouts are you, Shiva? Let me know where you are. And I'll not off the top of my head, not for America, food delivery. Let me check on that, but let me know where you are. And good question. Okay, any other questions before we go? So just to let you know, today, because we're kind of setting up this challenge, we've gone over a bit longer, but I'm aiming for these live trainings to be about half an hour each day. Okay, so again, look out for my my email tomorrow morning. There are prizes to be won, so do play all out, and I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. So Shiva says California. Let me have a think, and I'll post in the comments. Okay, good to see you, Louise. Okay, any other last questions? Orange County, great, thank you. Okay, so if there's no more last questions, then I will see you tomorrow. Okay, Jandra says, if you're in the US, check on misfits.com. Thank you, Jandra, that's helpful. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Let's finish this. Now the question is how I end this meeting. Okay, see you, bye.